Hi, I'm Chef Trev here today, and I'm gonna make some saltfish fritters with a Bajan twist and a Bajan dipping sauce that's gonna knock you off your socks. Let's get to the kitchen. First, we're gonna take a little look at this saltfish here. It is super salty, so usually when you get saltfish, you have to boil it off 3-4 times just to get a lot of the salt off. But you don't want to get all of it off. You want to keep some so that you don't have to add more salt to the dish. One of the main ingredients in my dish is going to be bell peppers, and all the bell peppers have different taste to them. Like the green have more of a subtle taste. The different colors have a different sweetness to each one of them. So it's always great to put any kind of bell pepper in. You're going to get something different in your dish. First, we're going to dice up real small dice of this red pepper for the sweetness in it. And I always hold my fingers back when I'm cutting anything, so I don't cut. So I use it to guide my blade. Nice and small, nice julienne slices. We're gonna cross cut it. Perfect. I'm gonna add that to our bowl. And next we're gonna dice up some scallions to add a little onion to it. Not too much, just enough to give it some good flavor. When I cut scallions, I usually cut from the green down to the white. There's more flavor in the green than there is in the end of the stalk. And the next part of our ingredients will be the Scotch bonnet pepper. This is the almighty Scotch bonnet. It's one of the hottest peppers I've ever come in contact with. And if you don't wash your hands after you cut this, if you're not wearing gloves, it's gonna be really bad. It's that hot. So I'm gonna put on my gloves so I don't have any issues wiping my face. Trust me, if you work in a kitchen, you know what I mean. Now I'm gonna cut the Scotch bonnet and get all the seeds out, because that's where all the heat is in the seeds. You don't want the seeds inside of there. You can actually smell that pepper. Make sure when you're done cutting up the Scotch bonnet that you wash off your knife thoroughly and you clean the surface that you just cut it on thoroughly, because what happens is the juices and the seeds, sometimes it gets stuck on stuff or left on stuff, and then it gets transferred into your next ingredient. So you want to make sure that you don't transfer that heat into the next thing, because everything will just be hot. Here we have fresh thyme. And I love the herb section here. It's always stocked full with fresh herbs, whether it's thyme or any other ingredient you're looking for that's fresh, they always have it. Now we're gonna de-leave the thyme sprigs that we have, and I'm gonna show you how to do it real quick. You just pull back from the top and they just pop off just like that. Perfect. So we'll go through and do A couple of these. Rough chop that real quick. Add this to the bowl. Now we're gonna dice up this tomato, and this is gonna add like a little tomato-ish paste type taste inside of the fritter. I'm gonna slice it in slices first, then I get them uniform. Put one on top of the other, cut it lengthways. I'm gonna turn it, cut it down the length again. You have a nice dice. Add that to the bowl. And now we're gonna make the batter. Now I'm gonna add some diced onions to the mix. I already had some that were already diced up, so I'm gonna add that in there with everything else. Now I'm gonna add the saltfish. A little bit of salt and pepper. Not too much salt because we already have the saltfish in there that's already salty, so just a little bit. A little bit of pepper. I'm gonna mix this up real good. Oh, that smells so good. Here we have yellow pepper sauce. This is a staple in every Bajan's house in America, outside of America. This is what we use. This is the spiciest hot sauce you're ever gonna have in your life. First, we're gonna add 1.5 cups of milk, 2 eggs, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And we're also gonna add Bajan pepper sauce. This is gonna give it the Bajan twist that I was talking about earlier, the heat. This has the Scotch bonnet in it as well, so if you're not well with heat, you should probably not put too much of this in there. A couple of drops is good. And I'm gonna whisk it all together. Now I'm gonna add 2 cups of flour slowly into the mixture. You want almost like a pudding consistency. Get all the lumps out, nice and smooth. All right. Now we're gonna add all our dry ingredients into the wet ingredients and make our batter. We're gonna stir this till it's nice and incorporated. It's gonna be thick. That's what you want. If it's not thick, it means you probably didn't put enough flour inside when you were making the wet mix of it. Now we're gonna fry the fritters in if you have a fryer, that's cool. If not, if you're just using the stovetop and you're using a steel pan, just enough oil to cover them for them to fry up properly. And on my fryer, I have the heat up to 350. I don't go any hotter than that because then they'll just burn. And when we're frying them, we just use a tablespoon. It should be no more than a tablespoon being dropped in at a time. So we're only going to put in 4 at a time, so there's not overcrowding and they get to cook evenly. And I usually fry them till they're golden brown. I'm just moving them around so they don't stick to each other or to the basket, and they fry evenly. Now I'm going to put them on this paper towel so they can drain off some of this oil. Oh, they look good. Now we're going to make our sauce for our fritters. Now, first we're going to use some Hellmann's mayonnaise. I love Hellmann's. I was born on Hellmann's. About a half a cup. Another tablespoon. No more than a tablespoon, because this stuff is really, really hot. Like I said, this has the Scotch bonnet pepper in it, so you want to be sparingly with this. That's good. About a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now we're going to add some ketchup, about 2 tablespoons for some sweetness. A little salt and pepper. And we're going to add the juice of a lemon. I roll the lemon so that it releases all the juice inside, so that when I squeeze it, I get the most out of the lemon. Should be good. And then we're going to take all the ingredients and whisk them together real good. It's going to give you a nice sweet and tart cream sauce with a little bit of fire on the end of it, like a spicy remoulade. All right. And now we're gonna make a Bajan red bean salad. It's super quick, very light, a great salad for like summertime, or if you're in a rush and you want something that's packed with protein to hold you over, this is it. So we're gonna add our beans. It's red kidney beans. I use the dried, some people use canned. I don't really like the canned. I grew up with my mom and my grandmother always leaving their beans out overnight to, you know, get the true nutrients out of them. So that's what I do. But like I said, for convenience purposes, if you want the red kidney beans in the can, by all means, it'll still taste as good. I have some diced green pepper for some crunch. It's about 2 peppers. Red bell pepper for some sweetness. Diced red onion to give it a nice little taste. Now I'm going to put this to the side and we're going to make the dressing that goes over this. First, we're going to start with some tomato paste, about 2 tablespoons. Some more hot pepper sauce, because us Bajans love hot pepper sauce. A tablespoon of white vinegar. A little bit of salt. And the juice of a lime. I'm going to use 3. I'm rolling them around to release the juices. So I can get every last drop out of it. Squeeze the juice directly into the rest of the mixture. I'm going to whisk it together. Now we're going to mix the sauce in with the bean mixture. And we're going to stir it together real good, get everything nice and coated. Also, we're going to cut some scallions for garnish. And now we're ready to plate. I like to use different things when I plate just to give it a different pop for each plate that I do. So like for this one, I'm gonna use red leaf lettuce. You can use any kind of lettuce, but the more exotic, I just think the prettier it looks. So I'm gonna start by fanning out these leaves of lettuce like this. Now I'm going to place the sauce in the middle. Then I'm going to go around the whole plate with the fritters. These are awesome for parties. Like, these don't last long at all. And if you're hungry and you just need something quick to eat, these are very quick to make. Less than 30 minutes. And you'll be full for a while. Now we're gonna plate up our red bean salad that looks so delicious. Got some tortilla chips around it. A little bit of fresh green onions on top. Some green onions here as well. And there you have it, folks. Fresh saltfish fritters with a Bajan twist and red bean Bajan salad. Now, I can't wait to try these. These are so good. Let us know how these recipes worked out for you. And I'm Chef Trev, and with Compare Foods, and bringing you this great food. Till next time.